Alright, welcome back, FHF. It's AC cooling out the motherfucking heat.
Yup, and it's howling up the truth like usual.
Yes, sir. It's your boy DT or DMR, however you want to say it.
What's so usual about you howling the truth?
I mean, this podcast is a little different. This one specifically in particular.
Is there going to be a lot of truth in this podcast?
Yeah, a little too much truth.
Are you sure?
But, I mean, it's just the way it is.
Will these be unusual truths?
What truth are we talking about? What month is it? What month is it?
If you can tell by the red colors, it's
y'all see the red?
The month of love.
Yeah, even though it is released after Valentine's, but we are recording this during.
Yeah.
Literally tomorrow.
Tomorrow will literally be Valentine's Day, but by the time we release this, will be not the month of love anymore.
Yeah, which I don't mind. It's my least favorite month of the year, so it's all good.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Damn.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Who's a lovebird here, though? Raise your hand. The month of love.
It ain't gonna happen for me. Nope. I'm leaving.
Raise your hand if you single.
Look, I'm trying to leave a old life, make a new version of myself. We ain't worrying about that.
That's what they
fair.
always say. Damn. Anyways, how this segment is gonna work, as you know, is kind of different. There's 3 people here, just the usual FHF members.
Yes, sir.
We got Desmond, Thommas, and me. Obviously no guests, because today we're doing something a little different. We're gonna have a subject to talk about, which is love. Thommas is going first because he has a minimum experience with love, but he's gonna tell us his experience of
his perspective.
his perspective and stuff. And then next will be Desmond, his perspective of having multiple experiences. And my perspective will be just in a relationship and settling down and stuff like that.
Yeah, the sequence makes sense.
And basically just, going for the long run.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm glad to get mine over with. So, yeah,
Look,
first, yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I mean, hey, you gotta start somewhere, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, true.
Everybody got their own experiences and perspectives, man.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, all our brands are different at the end of the day.
No good or bad.
I mean, I feel like there's a time where, like, when you're searching for love, it's just...
What?
It's kind of hopeless,
Oh,
yeah.
It gives you that feeling of hopelessness.
Yeah, that's why I gave up a while ago.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
When was the last time you encounter, like, having, like, some type of feeling in a way?
Probably, like,
It doesn't have to be, like, love, but, like, having any feelings.
Oh, yeah,
for
probably,
girls.
like, late high school.
Like high school.
Yeah. So, a few years ago.
How do you think that how did it, turn out for you? Like,
it was a learning experience still.
Yeah.
But it didn't really go nowhere, like, crazy.
if you don't mind me asking, like, what is that significant other that you're trying to chase? I mean, the girl that you chase after made you shut yourself down in a way from that.
Well, to be honest, I mean, after, like, years of being around, like, the same person, you kind of see their true colors.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of makes you, like, not as attracted to that person anymore over time, like, gradually.
That's true.
Yeah, the honeymoon phase goes away.
Yeah, true. Because it's, like, you could tell, like, I'm not saying all girls, but some women more like do a lot for attention because of, like, social media and stuff.
I wouldn't generalize.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say
in general.
That's why I didn't say all.
I think it's just this generation in general, because I see a lot of men too.
I be doing it.
We all look in social medias and we all believe what Andrew Tate say or stuff like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or like whatever guy who has some
to be honest,
male dominant shit to say about females.
Yeah, my perspective would be a little bit more biased just because that's the only thing.
Well,
I've really
that's
experienced.
the point. Yeah, your experience with females, because that's who you're interested in and what you're interested in. The thing, what I was saying is that also women, they also have like this like person on social media like fuck men, all that shit. Oh, like they gotta earn this amount of money and this shit, and and us men were like like women, you gotta find like the loyalty one and all all this stuff, and what I mean, they gotta look after you and all that shit.
Different ideologies, man.
Different
ideas. It's even tougher that OnlyFans exists too, because that's another big factor.
Well,
social media in general.
Like I said, like this whole generation of like love is fucked. I'm just
I
saying.
would agree.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be women or men. It's just this generation is just fucked.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy to me? I think it's much easier to find love than it ever was before. But the love that we're getting just isn't the love that they had before.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like less real.
I mean,
different.
I don't know if you guys heard like all like the older generations. You know, they talk about their love experience or love stories. Like.
It sounds
where
so
right now have you heard stories similar to that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because before social media, at a time, it's like you're kind of...
There was no social media back then.
Yeah,
that's
before.
the thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like beforehand, like you would have to actually interact with a person, like like person to person, instead of like on the web typing like whatever you're trying to say. It's like a lot different.
Well, like back then there isn't as much options for people because it's just from them meeting from people or from other people or just them meeting in a place. Now there's so many ways on meeting people, like social media, going through the streets, there's a lot of ways of meeting people.
You know how I think of it? I think back then it was all about who you pursue and how you pursue them. Now I think it's how you attract people.
Right.
You know?
But also like it's just the generation too, like how our social media just brainwash us to believe what males and what females want from another specific significant other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why do I have to make like $150K to get like a good?
Why do you need walking 8-packs? Why do you gotta be able to run a marathon?
A lot of requirements.
Why is it like? The real question is like, does the other person do that too themselves? Not,
doesn't matter to them.
Yeah, you find that a lot of people want these things, but the other person that's wanting these things aren't doing the same thing. You know what I mean?
Even my grandma told me back in the day when she was a kid, like women and girls were not as picky back then as like nowadays.
Well, like
they have so many options though.
Yeah, true.
Just like us,
I mean, that's a big
options
factor. I mean, a lot has changed past like 20 years.
You know, before I met my girl, I honestly gave up on love.
Like you accepted it. Like,
I just thought like. It's hopeless for this generation because how I saw is like everyone just wants to party, take drugs, and just have like all different type of fucking experiences. You know what
temporary fun.
Yeah, and they just don't want to. Like, there's no motivation or inspiration into any of these things,
and it kind of makes a generation less mature.
And it just
for sure.
It just makes me feel like I don't know, like it's just like I'm not interested in those things, you know.
Yeah. Like it wasn't even a phase for me at all. Like when I was younger, I was like, it would be cool to have that lifestyle. But then now I'm older, I'm like, yeah, that lifestyle isn't for me. I agree. And I see what's more realistic.
Yeah. Now it's all about drugs, party, a quick fuck.
Well, it's about that, but it's not what we want to be though.
Yeah, that's not what we want to do. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like there's people out there like us who just wants to just have a chill life. You know, it's not. I'm not saying like drinking and like, you know, smoking weed is bad, but I'm just saying there has to be a balance. You know what I mean? Yeah. And now how I see this generation, there's no balance.
There's nothing to work towards. Just people just doing things to do things. You know,
like if there's a balance and you're still grinding, and then you know, that's great. You know, that's what I want, a balance.
But what makes it imbalance is the more people that are partying and doing that, there's more successful people taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
Because of that imbalance, you know?
Yeah, they're taking an opportunity.
It's just hard to find someone that has, like, orientated goals and, like...
that they will stick to no matter what.
Yeah, stick to no matter what, and not everybody party as much. Yeah, everyone has goals.
But who has the dedication?
Yeah, who has the balance, the dedication, the the discipline to do that.
You know what that makes me think about, right? A lot of us, right, have that. We have that discipline, that balance, right? But then, as soon as they get into a relationship, it just changes. The motivation just drops. Who they are drops. I gotta ask you something. You feel scared of that? You ever thought about that for your next or your first relationship? You think you're gonna change in a bad way? You might lose your motivation, your drive. You might.
I feel like it'll definitely like change. Yeah, I feel like. But the bad thing, I wouldn't try to get too comfortable because I am open to like chances of like losing the relationship, for example. So I don't want to be like too sure of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough.
Especially like the way I know the reality more of how things go.
How do you think your first ideal like date would be? Not like, I guess not like an actual like date, but like your first girlfriend.
I mean, it's got to be kind of simple at first because it's been a while. It's been quite a while.
Do you think it would be like a shaky start? Do you think it would be shaky the whole time? Do you think it would be easy to get into and then be shaky afterwards?
I think it's usually always shaky at first. I mean, once you start getting comfortable, starts when it gets less shaky, a little bit smoother. But it takes a lot of time, though. It takes like months of development. I
guess from talking to girls from your experience, like, has it been shaky from the start, or has it been shaky later? Or has it been?
Because my experience is different.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why it always starts off shaky because it always never goes anywhere. You know what I mean?
So that's I'm guessing you like not been past like the introduction part then.
Yeah, true. Because also my like social anxiety is already through the roof. I mean, it was worse when I was a teenager, but I mean, that's kind of the challenge. It's kind of like you feel challenged just because you have like higher anxiety than an average person.
Have you ever like talked to a girl and you're like, damn, this girl is actually interesting, unique, and like I'm so down for her?
And not because of her appearance.
Yeah, because how she is. Just how she is, yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, it was only like that at first, but then again, once you start knowing the person, knowing their true colors, then you kind of change your mind. But I never had like stick through feeling the same way consistently, which is kind of a scary thought because it's like, will that ever happen? Will there ever be a consistency of like...
What would what would your like ideal girl would be then?
Probably just chill as me at least. I feel like that's the only way.
Who is you? That's the thing.
I mean, it's tricky.
That's a little vague because it is not a lot of people out there know who you are.
Yeah, I mean,
so you gotta be like.
I mean, yeah. To be honest, like I'm telling out the truth right now. I'm a very unique person, so it's kind of hard to like match with someone that, like specifically like someone like me. That's gonna be like once in a blue moon type of situation.
Well, you are unique.
You gotta like run into the right person at the right time at the right place, and it's kind of like very like rare for that to even happen. That's why I kind of lost hope too, because I feel like it's very rare. I mean, I'm not saying like I have no chances with anybody. I'm just saying it'll be a lot very rare to run into the right
now.
I think you're thinking about this kind of in the wrong way because you can't find someone that matches your energy. You're gonna have to find someone as unique too. You know what I mean? Because everyone is different and everyone is unique as you. It can't be the same, you know.
Yeah,
if it's the same, then at this point you should just be dating yourself. You know
I'm pretty sure it's very rare for somebody.
You're gonna have to find someone little.
But I have been dating Mary Jane like consistently.
This guy.
Mary Jane's for everybody, bro. Mary Jane's for everybody.
It is a female.
That's for the streets.
For the streets.
That's why it's sold on the streets too.
But
dispensaries near you.
But speaking of Mary Jane, not to go off topic, but I feel like it kind of helped me feel comfortable being alone. I don't know if it's kind of good and bad at the same time because it doesn't make you want to. Doesn't really make you care to get out of your comfort zone because you feel like it won't go.
Do you ever think you just got to the point where it went to depression though?
I mean, to a certain degree, because I get reminded of it like almost every day. It's that bad.
Because I remember when I was single, and I was smoking weed, and when I was alone too. I know I had all these great friends, great families around me, but like also like you know you just want to chill by yourself and just smoke some weed. You know that feeling, you know. But how I see it is that sometimes I go through social media and be like, damn,
I wish I could have this.
Yeah, I wish I had this. And or I see relationships.
Yeah, that's why I'm not. That's why I'm never active on social media too.
But like reason. Also, it doesn't even have to be social media. Like sometimes you're in mind, like, damn, like where's everybody? Like, I mean, like sometimes be like, I think to myself back then, like, damn, it would be nice to have a girl just to like cuddle and watch a movie and chill.
Yeah.
And, you know,
I'm already at the age where I can't even imagine that, like anywhere like close to that. Cause like,
what do you think about besides like not having?
Yeah.
Someone in the presence then. It doesn't have to be a relationship too, but I'm just saying like what do you usually think about if it's not someone in your presence, like in your mindset, someone not being in your presence?
Like you're asking me if how I would be just
with somebody that's not necessarily near you. Think about like a long distance. It doesn't have to be long distance, right? But just someone that's not as like, hey, I want to be, you know, I want to cuddle tonight. Hey, I want to watch a movie tonight. Hey, you want someone that's just like maybe 20 miles away is constantly working, and y'all just basically just text and y'all meet like once a week. How do you feel about that? And you like her, she's cool, but can you do that?
I mean, I could maybe. I mean, it's probably. I mean, that won't take that much energy anyway. So I feel like that would be kind of that would be chill, but it wouldn't really probably be very slow paced, and I don't even know if that would go anywhere. But
honestly, I can't really blame this generation about love because it's not only about social media, it's also how
we raised our environments,
how we look at it in our parents.
I feel like
how we look at it from around us. You know what I mean?
You think we've been rewired? Sorry, I can't say that too well. Rewired?
Yeah, because you see a lot of people, like, they don't have two parents sometimes. One. And then you see a lot of people that has two parents that argues a lot. And you also see people that have two parents that don't argue a lot, but have, like, a healthy relationship.
Yeah. Well, that's all parents. It's way more than just parents. Like, you can think about the age of loneliness.
Exactly.
That's a topic that comes up a lot. It's just how, not just young men, it could be older men, women, it don't matter. Most people in a generation from 30s to below are in the middle of the age of loneliness where all they can do is just work, numb themselves, work.
Well, you can also hear that from work too, people be having their own experience, like in their 30s, telling you like, damn, yeah, I've been focusing on just working and all that. They don't really have time to find love. Or when I have time to find love, there's just not there and not right time.
Yeah, nobody wants to turn into Mo when they turn middle age.
Who's Mo?
Mo.
From Simpsons, the lonely guy.
Mo Simpsons.
The bartender.
Oh, the bartender.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm just refreshing that because I've been watching it.
Okay, I remember him.
I never watched it.
A little slick back here. Yeah, I remember him. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I have a question for you. Because we've been asking you about, what's your type? What's an ideal relationship? Well, because from what I know, you never had one.
Honestly, he didn't really say his ideal type yet. He just, because he was just, he kind of went off, but like the thing is that he was being very vague about his type.
I don't even have a specific type.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So does it even matter?
That's also you could just, if you don't have a type, you could also just say that.
Yeah, because obviously, like, nowadays, like, personality matters a lot more nowadays. Like, obviously, there's a lot of, like, attractive females that I'm equally attracted to, right? But then after that, it comes down to personality after that.
I think coming from your experience is that you don't have a type is because you don't have much experience.
Yeah. But I also don't want to run into, like, a crazy one like I did my first time, but I was a lot younger, so I barely even counted. But
I mean, you're gonna have to encounter.
Yeah, it's bound to happen.
You're gonna have to encounter some type of crazy one.
Even if she's not crazy, there's always
because it's just that one, there's different. Like I said, there is different people out there, and different uniqueness, and then there's some type of people that will match that uniqueness and that type of people. And it's just you're just gonna have to bound to meet these people and experience, and then just
it's trial and error, man.
And then find your own way of finding the right person.
Yeah, but how do you do that, like, in person rather than like online dating? Because online dating doesn't work for a lot of people. It doesn't work for me.
This is from my understanding. I don't know how factual this is, but a lot of people say that in Washington in general, it's very hard to date.
It is. I would say
it's because the standards are higher.
No,
is that the reason? Or is that
there's so much there are so much reasons why Seattle's hard to date. You're not wrong on standards too, though.
Yeah. Oh no.
He's not wrong on
more
standards.
People too.
I thought standards are lower in Washington.
No, standards are as high as anywhere else.
So I feel like, right, I go to a different city. I didn't get my first relationship until I went to California, right? And it wasn't because the standards was lower. There's just way more options than what I had. Way more diversity and just people. And Washington's one of the most diverse states of people, right? But I feel like all of our mindsets are the same. I feel like we're all diverse. We all look different, do different things, but we all think the same.
I can see where you're coming from, but I don't think that's true.
Okay.
Because I definitely met a lot of people that had different mindset before in Washington. And you'll find interesting people in here that you wouldn't even realize that they exist in Washington. Sure. Because I think from your perspective, from your from where
I
you're
live.
seeing as from like where you're living and like
those don't know.
I feel like
I see one
also
archetype.
like knowing you didn't really talk to much people back then when you're in Washington too.
That's true.
And you were strictly just based on like where you are and we like hang out. But like once you like go out there and talk to more people, you'll find out
That's a real good point because going to California, I was doing all my exploring there. You know,
yeah, you start. I think that's when you started to be more comfortable to talk to other people, and you started going out, being out there more.
That's when I discovered myself. Pretty much.
But I feel like you talk to more people out here, like you did in California.
Okay.
You'll find that is a little different.
Fair enough.
Like for example, I feel like I would have a better chance in like Oregon because I feel like they're more open.
You say that, but Oregon is close to Washington. We're in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, it's like literally state away. Yeah, but
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
What's in Oregon?
Huh?
What's in Oregon?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, what's going on in Oregon?
The Trailblazers.
I guess it's more the countryside because
Dame left.
Because I visit my brother down there in Eugene specifically, and it's like more of a countryside, and I can tell like
he likes some country girls. That's what it is.
Yeah, they're more chill.
That's
I
what
think. But
go ahead, my fault. Go.
But that's like the main difference.
You said country girls, bro. Oregon is not a country place.
What is? I've never been to Oregon. I have no clue.
I know. He's saying you just been to you just been to like that side of Oregon.
Yeah,
there is places like that in Washington.
Yeah, I guess more specific.
This is not country just because you went off states of like a different, not a city part of.
Yeah, I guess more specifically
what about Montana? That's all country.
Yeah,
Montana.
never been there.
Yeah.
What about there? You know,
you gotta be where all the horses and farm animals
is that what you're
are.
looking for? The church's daughter or the that's what it is. The church's daughter, the farmer's hand.
Yeah, I mean,
the good girl that prays to God.
Yeah, that's the actual countryside. I'm talking about.
Bull riding. How about Montana?
No, I haven't went horseback riding before, but
okay.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Well, what exactly? All right, so before we interrupt you, what exactly were you trying to look for, like in Oregon? What do you think is like the main difference, right? Because you're obviously saying that something's different from here than there, but what is that difference that you want?
Yeah, I guess it's like I was more on the small town of Oregon.
Okay.
And it was like I guess it was more low key. The energy was more chill. I guess.
Would you say more authentic?
Yeah, more genuine and authentic. Yeah.
Okay. So is that what you're looking for? Someone authentic?
Yeah. Because I feel like in Washington it feels like fake more often. I'm not saying it's gonna be like that every time, but I feel like it's like.
I think you're just saying that because you've been living in Washington for a while.
Yeah.
And you just did a quick visit in Oregon and all that. But I feel like you'll realize the same thing once you've been in Oregon in a while, as much as like Washington.
Yeah.
I think
that's fair
because. Let's do a quick reality check. We're talking about this generation, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter, no matter where you're at in the world.
Yeah, you can find somebody.
Yeah, you're gonna find somebody, but everyone in this generation has social media, so we're all gonna be probably not
more. It's just more connected but disconnected.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Oh yeah, at the same time.
You know, just most people aren't gonna be as authentic. You know, just more so just there as a presence. You know.
Yeah, true.
But, hey, man, I mean, again, that goes back to the original point, man. You know, it really doesn't matter, you know, what you're looking for. Because, like, at the end of the day, you know, this is the generation where we should attract people. Someone's going to come to you, you know, you're going to find yourself in a circumstance.
But like I said before, you like, not just for Thommas, but for people out there who, like, are just having a hard time finding a significant other or doesn't have any experience, you really just got to put yourself out there and just experience whatever type of thing that's going to come your way. Like, to be honest, you might even find your fucking wife the first time you meet a girl.
That's my first relationship with my ex-fiance.
That's still a possibility. But no, not even, it doesn't even have to be an ex, like, it doesn't have to be from a wife to ex-fiance. It could just be like a straight wife till the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You got a potential, bro.
I'm just like, there's so much potential out there of finding someone, but you just gotta experience, put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Step out the comfort zone. But also, there's times where you're like, yeah, I don't want a relationship. Is that where you're at? At the moment.
Yeah, I mean, not anytime soon.
Yeah,
either.
because you just want to focus on yourself. And
yeah, true. And plus, like,
honestly,
I don't got too much going on right now.
Yeah,
because I feel like I would have to have a lot more shit going on to be interesting too. Because I feel like I have to make myself more interesting, basically. And I'm just trying to be honest with that, but.
I feel like instead of trying to make yourself interesting, you just be yourself.
Yeah, that too. But I mean, I learned that with age.
If you want a real,
you know how I see it nowadays. Because I think this kind of came with age. Me realizing that the more I'm myself, the more it cancels out ones that I'm not compatible with.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how I see it now. But back in the day, I was like, maybe I can like fake it till you make it. That's what I used to think, but not anymore. It's like I think the opposite. It don't work. Because like even after a month or two, they're gonna realize my true colors. Because I'm gonna slip. Because I'm not good at trying to be someone else. I realized just from trying it, and I'm like, well, I guess this doesn't work out for me.
So from my understanding is that in order for people to find love, is that you have to focus on yourself first. That is a true thing. Yeah. People say that all the time to you, but it's like all the older generation say focus on yourself first before you find someone, and that is true. Focus on yourself, and then something will come along the way. Someone will come along the way.
Yeah, I can believe that because
as like you're still working your ass off for yourself, doing all these amazing things. Eventually something is gonna be planted in front of you, and you're gonna be like, hey, what's
always
up?
Happens like that. Always.
Or you can like I said, always put yourself out there and still work on yourself, and something will come your way.
Yeah, but then I'm scared I might lose a lot of time doing that if I keep failing. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. Well, it's just like in the matter of time. You just gotta experience it. You gotta need to know. I mean, yeah, you're gonna lose time. But everyone has lost time.
Oh yeah, true. Time.
You can't. There's no one out there that's been like saying like, yeah, I did all my time correctly.
Yeah. No. Oh yeah, I never heard that.
Yeah, like you're gonna have to just slip a little on your time.
You're gonna waste time. You're gonna fall into a slump.
But where would you guys go to do that? Like go to clubs or some shit?
Well, it depends on what you're looking for, right? For me, right, I'm out of the phase of when it comes to partying and clubbing, right? For me, if I really want like the best relationship for myself, I have to grind for it. I have to become the best version of myself to get the best version of a relationship, right? But if you go out there in the clubs and partying, and from my experience, you're definitely not going to find that person that's trying to grind and work hard. You're going to find a person that's just trying to have fun.
Yeah, like what I was saying before, just all cares about the party and the quick entertainment and the fun.
And again, if you want yourself a quick fuck, I mean, they're out there. It's absolutely out there. But if you want, like for real love, then the club's not the place you want to go. If you want like for real love, the only place you want to go is just yourself, making you the best version of yourself, and it's just going to happen eventually. Yeah.
So the alternative is like meet them in a public spot, like at like a
let's say
coffee shop or something.
Let's say a year from now, right? You've been grinding and everything you love, right? Video editing, you got that.
So. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. To answer your question on meeting someone, it has to be the right time for yourself.
And the right place.
The right place, and then the right timing for that person. You can't just like go up to someone, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I never done that. I never tried.
I mean, sometimes you can.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, absolutely can.
But there's the right time.
It always feels like a stunt whenever I think about that. It just feels like a stunt at the end of the day.
But sorry, what were you saying?
Shit, what was I saying? Basically, right, I don't damn near forgot, but basically the whole point I was trying to say is that, the more you grind, eventually something's just gonna come, right? Like, yeah, you can go out there and look for someone out there in parks and restaurants, but say, you're following your dreams, doing your video editing, you hitting that gym, right? Eventually, someone's gonna see you in a gym, or someone's gonna watch one of the videos that you edited and be like, oh shit, and they're gonna invite you to a spot, and you might meet a girl at that spot, or it could be a girl hits you up like, hey, I seen you do this work, I really like it, and that's how shit like that starts. And those are always the best relationships, right?
Yeah, actually, I prefer like a scenario like that because how I see it, I feel like the most realistic way to meet someone is like you said, like for example, like working in the industry, like the film industry specifically, because I'm trying to get into that, and then maybe just naturally go with the flow and see if I run into something. But absolutely. Even though it could be rare, but I mean that's the best. That's like the rarity is the best. I'd rather go.
What's your closest encounterment with like a girl?
It's probably like 9 years ago.
No, but like I meant like in relationship status. Like, have you like Have you like touched hands, or you just started as friends?
I mean, if we talk more recent, like we talked earlier, like late high school is probably, I was friend zone. That's all I got to. I mean, to be honest.
I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. What are you asking?
That's like I'm basically saying I haven't went anywhere close to that since like 9 years ago.
Gotcha. And that's the closest you've been. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just asking when is your last like encounter of like trying a relationship in a way. But yeah, 9 years ago. Okay.
Yeah. So it's almost a decade. But I was also like very young. I was like merging into high school around that time.
You're a completely different person now, man.
Yeah. You know, I feel a lot different.
I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but this guy is funny as fuck.
Oh yeah, I've heard that since you met me.
What do you do?
So we had a friend. His name is Samir. Those dancers coming in.
Oh god, is this a high school story?
Yeah, but Thommas didn't request this. Our friend Samir was being funny.
Oh yeah.
He took a photo of Thommas, and then he was like, Thommas looking for a date. Only white girls only.
Oh, yeah. He trolled me a lot. I actually remember that.
He ruined you, dog.
And I was like, and I came up to Thommas that day. I was like, bro, what the fuck is this?
Oh, damn.
That nigga ruined you,
from that day, I was like, damn, Thommas is only into white girls.
No, it's not even true.
And
truth?
No, I even said
it's true.
That's not even true. I don't even have a specific type, like I said earlier.
Yeah, no, but that was just a funny story. That's what I thought about when like the high school experience.
Yeah, but to be completely honest, I'm nearly open to like literally any race. I guess it depends on the personality and attractiveness. I guess it comes down to that.
Isn't how would you know? I mean, you're a whole different person now. So I guess at this point, it's just trial and error. You know, there's no way you can pinpoint who you want. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
Honestly, yeah, it's just trial and error. Just being out there.
Yeah, and I think the biggest mistake
honestly, if you practice just talking to people, it doesn't have to be women. It could be guys, people that you don't even know,
family.
I know you have social anxiety, but also like,
and ever since I lost my job, I've been having less interactions.
But what you gotta do is just keep talking to people, and then build up conversations, and then they'll be better.
Yeah.
Honestly, if it wasn't for work and talking to customers and
customer service business.
Yeah, talking to like other employees or talking
kind
to
of wiser
coworkers. The more you talk to people, the more you build up.
You develop.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah, conversation.
I went to the Navy and came back a completely different person. It's all because
like talking to this guy back then was different compared to this.
Yeah. I feel like 5 years ago, my anxiety was even worse. Like it was like skyrocketed.
Of course it was. We was all little boys. Of course it was.
That's probably why I was so quiet during the podcast too.
Yeah, man. That's
like
how it goes.
Yeah, it was a lot different back then. But I'm glad I at least like took a step up. But I think it's about time to take an extra step up. But,
it's always time, man. It's always time to grind. But so one thing, right, that I always think about when I'm thinking about, if I was single, or what if I just never did this relationship, right? What if you meet the perfect person, right? The best person of your dreams. Like, you say you had an absolute image of what you wanted, and boom, she was right there, and she absolutely just she wants a relationship, right? And now you're in it. Now what do you think you're gonna get from that?
So this is like a hypothetical.
Hey, actually, I'm not gonna lie, I'm in this right now.
Okay, right. So
I found the girl in my dreams, and then now we're in a relationship, and there's so much benefits. One, she's supportive. She knows I'm doing this. She tells me to do this, and then there's days that like, I don't want to do this. She's like, yeah, you should do it. Like,
good motivation.
Yeah, exactly. And then she knows I have other goals. She supports that. She pushes me. It's just having someone by your side to push you and stay on your path and excel from your goals is someone that which you want. Yeah, and that's what I have right now.
Yeah, that's interesting because I feel
it's not just her doing that for me. You know, it's me doing that for her.
Oh yeah, true.
Just recently, recently we did a project for with each other. We made a vision board of this year of our goals, and we just like print out pictures and just put it on the board, and then we post it up on our wall, and then we look at it, and that's our vision board for this year.
I mean, that sounds great, bro.
Yeah, I mean that's
an end game, bro.
That's a positive trade off.
Yeah, and then we look at the vision board and be like, this is we remind ourselves that this is what we have to do for ourselves.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then,
If it wasn't for her too, I wouldn't be probably doing this.
word?
Yeah, the podcast right now.
Oh, so she changed you.
She changed me in a good way. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's good.
You know, yeah.
Yeah,
good shit.
definitely like your best one for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Happy for you, man. I mean, that's where it's at. I mean, that's literally the goal. Pretty much 99% of young. Well, I can't say that no more, but
I mean, I'm sorry I answered the question for that goes for you, but I think like how he said it, that matchup from like what I that was my ideal girl, sorry, and then we met, we talked, we got into a relationship, and it progressed further. It literally, like, the first day I talked to her, it felt like I'd known her for years.
Ooh, that boy was in the movie.
Hey, no, for real. It was like the movies. We went out for dinner. We went to a sushi restaurant. We talked. Yeah. And then we got so comfortable with each other. We went to the bar, got a drink, we talked even more. Dropped her off. She's like, and then this girl that I just first met the first day, you know what she told me?
What?
Drive home safe and let me know when you get home.
Oh yeah, I remember you talked about that. That's like that relationship is like best case scenario.
She cares about someone who does like who she doesn't know. Yeah. Just for me, just having like short conversation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shows you heart, man.
Yeah, and then she's been showing me heart ever since. Still.
Yeah, that's very open.
Yeah.
She's cared like genuinely like as a human being.
She makes me feel good about myself too.
Yeah, that's respect.
You know, back then when I was alone, I felt like shit. Like the only thing the only thing that kept my confidence is the gym.
Oh yeah.
But now having someone like it's doubled that.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah, and you can you even said you work out with her too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like best case scenario. I say.
But sorry, that was your question to you. But I just saw that as a perfect.
Well, no, you gave it like a perfect perspective. Now he can think of like what it would be like. Yeah. In your shoes. Yeah. What do you like? Say you had all that, and you know if that's exactly what you wanted, right? How would you feel? Like, or how do you at least think you would feel? Right.
I mean, it would definitely feel a lot different. Mm-hmm. But also to counteract from that, I'd say like I did try to take something positive out of being single for like pretty much my whole life. So many positives, but yeah, because I feel like when I try to take something positive out of it, I feel like it kind of forces you to be mentally tougher. It does. Like in comparison, because you're not like relying on anybody.
Builds discipline.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. But I think that's kind of obvious. I feel like if anybody's in that situation, they'll just naturally become like wired that way.
Yeah. And it teaches you how to love yourself.
Yeah, you know? And if you end up like break up like a lot later in your life, you're like, oh, I guess I'm already comfortable being alone anyway. Mm-hmm. So I guess it's not like.
You also learn from the experience too.
Yeah, I guess that's a benefit too. So it's not the worst. It's not the end of the world either way.
So I got a curveball question for you, right? Still having to do with that, right? Oh yeah. If I was in Augustine's shoes and had that relationship, I don't want it right now. I really do not want nothing like that right now. And there's a reason for that. It's because I don't feel personally ready for it, right?
You don't want to be that settled, basically?
Well, if I was, I just wouldn't be ready for it, so it just wouldn't be that settled, you know, in the first place. It just wouldn't be that way. Yeah. So that brings me back to you then. Let's say you had that exact best situation, but right now it came to you, she was staying outside, she wants to be in a relationship with you. Are you ready for it? You want it?
I mean, if we're on the same page, if it like flows naturally, then yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like, so best case scenario, right?
But didn't you say, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but didn't you say that you want to better prepare yourself before you get in a relationship?
I feel like
that's kind of where Desmond is coming from.
Yeah, because I feel like that won't even happen like anytime soon. Because
theoretically, you know.
Yeah. But also, I guess I'm not mentally ready either, I guess. But it'll take like
also
time to work on yourself.
I think it's not really on just being ready or not too. It's also just being the right person too. Obviously you gotta be mentally ready. But I feel like.
But the thing is, I don't expect it this year or next year.
But I feel like if you meet somebody, and that you really down to earth, I feel like that person can
change you,
guide you, to be ready. You know
almost like a good friend, like how you've been doing for me.
Yeah, in a good way. You know what I mean? Like not even a relationship too. Like anybody, like could just come into your life and just be like, hey, and then
let's get this ball rolling, bro. Let's get kind of best first. I think that's what this is right here. Yeah, that's the entire point of FHF. I mean, yeah.
So, different type of relationship, but
like we're obviously already, on the path. You know what I'm saying? So just keep it going.
Working as a team.
Yeah, like for me, man, that's all I kept saying. You know, or that's what I was saying before. I don't feel ready for it. If I had a relationship, right, like sure, yeah, she could guide me, she could do all that, you know, but still, I feel deep down personally, I would just be like, I would just stunt my growth for whatever reason it is because I just wasn't ready for it, you know. Personally, you know,
but maybe she will help you grow and not stunt your growth too. You don't know.
That's the best case scenario.
Yeah,
you know?
they could just do some magic and then.
But what if I'm not willing to grow?
If you're not, then that's the thing. You wouldn't know until you experience it too. That's where I'm coming from because like sometimes the unknown
makes you want to.
You know,
change yourself to the known.
Yeah. Well, no, sometimes the unknown can be,
eye opening.
Yeah, eye opening too. Okay, like you wouldn't expect that.
That's true
in a way because I didn't expect my relationship the way it was, to be honest. I just went to the unknown, and now it's been more known in my head personally. In her head too.
Fair enough, man.
Fair enough. I think if I think of it more thoroughly, if I did.
But yeah, obviously, take your time to grow. You know, learn yourself, grind your shit. But like, and like, if you're not ready, don't force yourself.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, be ready and expect the unknown. If the unknown comes to you, accept it and see where it goes. And if it's still, you know, not the way you're wanting to go, just keep doing your shit. But if it goes the way, you know, it goes in a good way.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Accept it and then allow it to be.
Yeah, I feel like it'll start out that way, but then eventually if there's like some red flags, not red flags directly from her or me, like with something to do with like communication, for example.
There's always red flags.
Yeah, if there is, then I feel like maybe that's like the start off sign of that I'm not ready, I guess. And then that's when I'm going to start trying less.
It could just mean that's your sign to grow.
Sure.
I mean, that's a sign to work on yourself, right?
Yeah. That's the whole point of what I was talking about. You know, they can be perfect or they can be trash. Either way, that's just, you got to grow. You know, that's just how it goes.
I mean, you can never stop growing, right?
Never stop. Growing never stops.
Until you die, but.
All right. I think this is a good point to just take a break. Thanks for listening. We're going to be back soon. Welcome back. We're back. We left off of just grinding and growing. And just talking about briefly about the unknown, and then, you know,
being prepared and ready.
Yeah, prepared and ready.
Yeah.
Desmond said he has a question for Thommas.
Being prepared and ready, man.
Oh yeah.
You know, I kind of asked you something similar to this, right? But I asked you, do you feel like you have to, you know, grind and improve to find love? Now, this is a different type of question. Do you feel like you have to change, not necessarily improve, but let's say that you like fucking, there's a chick that hates weed no matter what, you know, you smoke.
Oh, interesting.
Would you stop smoking weed for her? Just a change, not really improvement, just a change.
I mean, that would be like a big effort though. So okay. I guess that would be kind of challenging, but there's only like very certain things I would change. Like I wouldn't change that much because obviously I feel like I'll lose my dignity if I like change too much for a girl, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like
would you try to come up with compromises?
Like, yeah, I mean like a little certain things, I guess that's like reasonable. Like maybe just the reasonable shit that I feel like that's fair.
But you wouldn't just...
It's hard to think of an example, but...
Okay, cool. Well, I'm only asking because a lot of people, what they would do, especially when you're looking for like that first stable relationship, they would change their entire persona.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
I think you shouldn't change who you are and what you do.
Yeah.
But I think if it affects you in the relationship in a way, like in a negative way,
shouldn't do it.
Like you should change it though.
Yeah, that's like that's a big red flag.
If it's
that's
like, if you have a red flag yourself and it's going bad for the relationship, you gotta change it. But if it's something like everything is fine, you're functioning, you're okay, and the relationship is okay, I don't think you gotta change anything.
Absolutely. Yeah, true.
Yeah, I think
because
it's stable.
I mean, a lot of these relationships, there is a lot of red flags. Like a big example is alcoholism. Obviously, you know.
Yeah.
That's a big.
It goes everything that goes with alcohol.
And I'm just saying, like, drinking is not bad, but like, if you're abusing it and it affects your relationship, you're gonna have to change.
Yeah,
you know
some people are more addicted than others, and I know it was in my bloodline, and I'm sure like a lot more careful than other people in my family.
Well, I wasn't speaking about you, but I'm just saying,
I know.
That's
just in
a
general.
broad. Yeah, that's well-known red flag in relationships, alcoholism,
aggression, all that type of shit. You know?
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
gambling too is one of them too.
Huh?
Gambling.
Yeah, gambling. But basically, so you wouldn't go out of your way to make yourself a different person. Not necessarily bad or good, or better or worse, but you wouldn't go out of your way. Like, you wouldn't go, say the chick just really likes, people with blue hair. You wouldn't go dye your hair blue, would you? For her?
No. And I feel like that would be kind of silly in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But I feel like I would only make changes that would improve my persona. Okay. Yeah. But not like in a weird way where it's like changing me as a completely different person. Like more of like a improved version of myself.
I think that's real important, man.
Yeah.
That's real important.
Mm-hmm.
When you look
that's what I prefer. Yeah.
For someone who doesn't have much experiences, how do you think you can gain your own experiences?
Starting
just besides what me and Desmond give you the advice, but what do you think you can do to gain your own experience?
I don't know, because for me, it's the starting is always the hard part, just starting literally, because it goes nowhere a lot, and I feel like part of it's my fault because I don't come up with anything that clever either, so part of it's my bad, but.
You know what I've noticed? If you really want it that much, you will come up with something. It just happens, Oh, yeah. So maybe you just never found that right person, right?
I mean, it's possible, but
I think so for people out there. The introduction is the hardest part, to be honest.
Yeah, it depends on the context.
Yeah, it has to be something interesting for sure to grab someone's attention.
Yeah, it's much easier if you already
or it could be something in common, something like that.
Yeah, basically like instead of going to a grocery store and seeing this random chick and hitting her up. Say you skateboard and you're at a skate park and see a girl skate and then you hit her up because
it'd be like a whole different experience. Yeah, something. Or if you see the girl in the grocery store that has like
some Jordans
on, you'd be like, oh yeah, where'd you get those? Yeah. Like, what I mean?
I guess I've never been that bold before.
Something like
but that's something that comes with just doing that with people, with your family, with your strangers.
It's not just with because we're friends. You have some type of connections, and you bring up that similar connections. Like, hey, how is that going on? Like for you, like stuff like that. Sometimes when we have conversations, we talk about like, hey, grinding and stuff. Mm-hmm. A lot of our friend groups, we have a certain conversation we usually talk about. The same thing goes with finding a significant other. Yeah, it's just finding the common grounds, and then
pick it from your portfolio. Yeah, your portfolio.
Mm-hmm. Well, but like I say, I guess I just have to figure out how I'm gonna start, so I could start building up any of those like interaction skills.
What is the furthest conversation you got into?
It's mostly just like
your bases.
Like is it just like, hey?
I mean, not always. Sometimes it is, but a lot of that.
Or like, hey, what's your name?
Yeah, I guess
them shit suck.
It could, to be honest, maybe part of it because it is really dry.
Yeah, so a common thing,
but I don't know.
Like a common thing is people just be like, "Hey, how's it going?" Like, I think don't interrogate the person, right?
Yeah, I remember I did that first.
Don't be like, "Hey, like, where you from?
What's your lifestyle?
What year?"
That was just sounding creepy.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's just like building a conversation in a way.
Yeah.
Or just coming up with something just completely just different, but it's all about you.
Yeah. Because something like you said, you're unique, right? Come up with something that you're unique for.
Yeah.
Like say, sorry, I was gonna interrupt you, but like,
I didn't even know what I was gonna say. I was just thinking.
Oh well, something you can always say. This goes to anybody out there. For him, he loves to do video editing. He could just hit up a say he's on a dating app, which he really shouldn't be. I am, but he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
You want to match with this chick, and you just hit her with I'll be doing these video edits and whatnot. You want to see one of them, or something like that. Maybe that's a little bit too direct, but. It's that type of shit that makes you stand out over just going, hey, how you doing?
Or she could be something within, like, video editing. Like, she could be, like, in videos. Yeah. Like, she likes to be in videos. You'd be like, yeah, I can, like, help you do video editing. You can help me do, like, be in my videos and stuff like that.
Or, like, say you know how to do, like, pictures, Photoshop video. You see a picture of her, you're like, oh, I could really change this background and make this look great.
Yeah, or like, if you're really into, like, like some cinematography stuff.
Yeah, that would definitely be one of the better case scenarios to run into somebody that's interested in similar art shit.
You can always make it
art.
happen, This is just how
This is just a generalized question for both of you, but do you think finding love in other countries and cultures is easier than the United States?
Okay, well, this is from my experience because I was in the Navy, right?
I haven't traveled as much, but personally,
I was in the Navy.
It's just from your idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but let's ask Desmond first.
Okay.
Though.
So, right, I honestly don't know, but because I've seen it, right, I was out in the military, we deployed, right, been to Bahrain, Africa, don't matter, Japan, they would, people that had no relationships at all, like throughout the years I know in the Navy, they go to Japan, fucking Hawaii 1 month, they come back with a wife. I'm like, and then this is, or I guess Hawaii's still America, but they go to Japan, Germany, they come back with a wife. I'm like, bro, how you had
that's like
no
one
game.
of my friends from Japan.
Yeah,
I got a wife. Yeah,
bro, you had no game before. Where'd you get this from?
I know, it's crazy. Yeah.
So from my perspective, hell yeah, it's like guaranteed if you go to another country, but there's just no way it can be true. I mean, I can be wrong, right? But
like you can have like zero swag in a different country.
Yeah,
and you can
like
still
from what I've seen,
off.
it's like you're guaranteed to find love if you go to a different country, like easy.
But do you think love?
But I don't believe that though. It's just something I've seen.
But do you think love is different?
I
like
think
their perspective of love, I guess.
Like,
and find relationships over there.
It's like Venus and
for
Mars
them.
Type
yeah,
shit.
Do you think
it
it's
depends
different?
on the country, right? But obviously, a lot of different countries out there, they're still following the old school basis where the man's a provider and the woman's just there to take care of the family. So. That's why a lot of them come back with a Japanese broad, and then she's just cooling, at the house nonstop, cooking and chefing up, cleaning around.
She's already prepared to
like that. She was ready for she was ready for her husband. And
it's different than America.
Yeah, absolutely different in America. So maybe it is easier for that specific reason. Honestly,
do you think you would ever want to experience finding love outside of America, Thomas?
I mean, I would always maybe as an experiment, at least.
Because I know there's a lot of people that. I don't know personally, but I've seen a lot of people on the internet finding long distance love.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, long distance that we're talking about?
Long distance love and stuff like that.
Yeah, that absolutely works too.
Have you ever thought about, or if anybody think about this to yourself, have you guys ever thought about long distance love,
Yeah, actually I only thought about that once you brought it up when you were giving me motivation to get my boarding pass. I remember you sent me a TikTok and how you're a lot more likely to find someone.
But who knows? Your future significant other might be in another country,
I do.
Or you might find someone that's not part of this generation that broke the code in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see the variables definitely changing.
Because sometimes you can't always find the person here too.
Yeah, maybe you absolutely always can, but maybe you might find just a better one or faster over there.
True.
Yeah,
we even had a neutral friend. I won't mention who specifically, but they even joked about how they can't find anybody in America but outside of America.
Okay.
Yeah.
I personally, I think it might be easier to find love. I don't know.
What is your definition of love, Thomas?
Pretty much just what I'm kind of used to from seeing other relationships in my family.
That's very vague. I just need.
I know it is. Vague.
What is your exact definition of love?
I know it's hard to be specific, but I could say the key components at least. But I guess obviously trust is definitely number one.
Okay, what do you want your definition of love then?
But maybe you need some examples. You got an example?
Yeah, it's hard to think of something specific.
Because to be honest, even that question's throwing me off. That's kind of a curveball for me,
Well, it's just you might be so my definition of my own personal definition of love, it's someone that you can build something with.
Okay.
That they're able to push you,
growing,
and you're continuously growing still. Because there's some times back when you're single, or I was single at least, I stopped growing.
Mm.
And I'm not saying this significant other would babysit you, but it's just each other pushing each other to keep excelling.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's not just about that too. It's about the loyalty, the care, and then
that's what I thought too. But those are the more obvious ones that are common.
It's not that obvious to majority of people. Yeah, actually, it's
people do live different.
There's
lives.
Also other people's definition of love. Your definition of love could be completely different from mine.
In reality, people are all in their own world.
Mm-hmm. So I guarantee you go find Shaniqua over there. She ain't gonna tell you, "Oh, I want to grill with my partner, my man." She ain't about to say that, bro. She wants a bottle of Hennessy. So it's just different for everybody.
Yeah, that's.
But from that, what do you think your definition of love, though?
If we go back to like pushing each other, maybe a little bit of that. Because I could definitely use extra motivation. Not that like self motivation is the most important, obviously. Just got to make that clear. But extra motivation would be like a boost.
Absolutely.
What do you think your definition of love is?
Well, so for me, right, I've already kind of somewhat found it. I want to be able to grow my partner too, right? It's absolute. But I've learned that I don't really like having somebody always there. I like having my own space. So say like I'm even in the same room with her. Sometimes, bro, I just want to sit on a chair across, just chill out, play some game, listen to some music, write some shit, and let her do some of her own thing. And I found that it's been pretty hard to actually have a girl that's comfortable with it. They always want to be in your business. They always want to be on your back, see what you're doing. So for me, I think the love that I would want is someone that's like, oh, he's just writing again. He does that. Someone that recognizes I just want to do my thing and chill out. Yeah. But that's because I'm only trial and error is the only reason I figured that out though.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I guess to a certain extent, I wouldn't be like wanted to be like nagged for like daily.
It's not about being nagged. No. It's like
it's just, I guess it's like consistently. I think for him, it's consistently always being there on his back when he just kind of wants his time alone to do his own personal stuff and not her being like, hey, like, what are you doing? Hey, like, can I be a part of it? Type of thing.
Yeah, you just don't want someone looking over your shoulders.
Yeah, no, it's not about looking at your shoulders. It's not like I'm doing it. Say she wants to hang out, go to this restaurant on Thursday, and if Thursday comes up, I don't feel like doing a fucking restaurant. I want to do it. Fuck no, I don't feel like doing it. I just don't want to do it right now. And if she asks why, because I don't feel like hanging out with you today, and I want her to be comfortable with that type of deal, Nothing. It's not because there's anything wrong with her, nothing wrong with me, just because just don't want to right now, But it's a lot of females aren't gonna like that, man.
There's like, I think there's a time where you can be like, hey, like I don't feel like doing this today. Can we just like chill, or can I just do my own thing?
I'll probably be on and then
they
off,
could do their own thing, and we like it could be still like be in the same room and stuff, and just doing your own personal thing, and they do the other thing.
Yeah, especially if we're interested in different movies or shows, that's when I can be alone too. Like if we are interested in different shit like that.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you, in like a lot of these relationships right now, like married couples, they do their own thing. Like the husband will this is an example. Like the husband will play golf, and the wife would just stay home,
have, sip a wine with the homegirl,
TV, and
maybe paint,
sip wine, stuff like that. Yeah. That's totally fine. Or like for example, if they're in the same house, the guy could just be playing video games, and then the wife could just be like reading or something like that.
That's common nowadays, I bet.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Or you could just also find a common ground and do something together too.
Yeah, but the whole point is like there's also relationships, right, where it's like you will never see them ever separate from each other. You will see them using the bathroom together, like I'm for real, like it really is different. So I remember at first I started off thinking, I always want to be cuddled, I always want to chick up on me, and I realized, bitch, get off me. I want to do my own thing.
You're like a cat at that point.
Yeah. I was like, I just want to do my own thing. And, again, there's nothing wrong with her and how she likes, and I realized certain relationships ain't gonna work out for that specific reason. So eventually, you're gonna find out what exactly your love is.
I'm not super extroverted, so I'll probably be more in between, like not being around all the time. Like maybe like. I
think personally for me, I like having company.
See, he likes that cuddle.
I'm a simp for my.
He wants to pamper
my woman.
I guess I would want company at least half the time.
Like I don't because we certainly found a common ground. There was this one time I was writing my podcast notes and she was doing her own thing, but we were still talking. It wasn't that bad. And I asked her some advice, and she'll ask me for some advice, stuff like that. And another common thing we did was that we played video games. We're playing this restaurant video games together.
Overcooked?
Yeah, how you know? How you know?
I've done it.
Oh, that was a good game, bro. I was stressing, though. She was a bad worker.
I didn't play it, but I watched it.
Fire, bro.
It's a fire game. It's a fire game.
Overcooked unsponsored.
But please sponsor us. But you guys stressing me out in that game. With moving fucking buildings and shit. You can't be doing that. That's not a real restaurant thing right there. But like Desmond said, other people would want their space. Like from Desmond's point, he would want his space, but be able to do, but still be a person.
Yeah, like I said, I'd probably want both. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna want until then, but like just from like if I predict it, I feel like I would want be on and off, like have on and off.
But don't get me wrong, it's not like I don't get my own space too. You know, like right now I'm not with her. You know, she's at work, I'm doing this.
Yeah, when he's at work,
and then you know, or she be sometimes doing something herself, and I'd be doing my own thing. It's not like we constantly had to do this together, but you know, I would like this.
Real quick, so the difference between us, right, is that if she texts you, hey, you want to hang out Thursday, and you don't feel like going, would you still do it? Is that the difference between us two?
It's not that I would if I didn't feel like if I didn't feel like going out, I would tell her like, yeah, I don't feel like going out on Thursday. I'll be like, can we do something else? Can we just chill at home? Because majority of the time, I just want to chill at home. Yeah. And she's okay with that. I'm fine with it. You know, it's it's not about, for me, it's not about like, I don't want to hang out with her. It's more like, I don't want to do that thing for me. Sure enough. Because it like, I feel like for me personally, I think having this partner, like, we don't do everything together, but sometimes we do everything together.
You have the ability to do everything together. You have the ability to not do anything together. It's just
exactly. Do. It's just it's about communication too. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like there's times like, hey, I need to go help my uncle out, and then she'd be like, yeah, I gotta go help my cousin out. I gotta watch, you know, stuff like that. You know, I don't do that. I don't go help her watch her niece. You know what I mean?
Okay. How about things more specific, right? You know, like for me, right? You don't really catch me dancing, right? But I actually would dance with a chick. But some dudes will not. You won't see them. You won't see them hit nothing. You see videos, right? A dude or his girlfriend, you know, dancing, hitting some butts and some moves. You know, I would do that. You know, is that type of deal?
I mean, it's funny because you'll only see me dancing at Vegas or something. But like, if it just
guy, true story here. We went to Vegas. He was dancing.
He busted down.
Yeah, but when we went to concert in like Seattle, he was just nodding his head.
I do the same.
It's weird. It's a lot different.
Like in Vegas, he was like jumping up and down and all this shit. Like,
bro, was also a lot more intoxicated too.
Yeah,
busting down white boy sexual style.
That's when I didn't even care, so I let loose because I didn't really care in the mental space I was in at the time. And plus, I was like, this is only 3 nights. Getting fucked up, might as well go all out.
Yeah. But honestly, for me personally, I don't care. I would dance. Okay. Like, yeah, I'll be uncomfortable, but like, I would still dance because like, I don't care about what other people think. You know, I'm still gonna do my own thing. And people can be judgmental, be like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" I don't give a fuck.
That's respect, bro. That's
respect. Yeah. As long as I'm just, you know, there having fun with my woman, it's cool.
Yeah, life's all good. Yeah. So say you don't like to dance at all. Say you hated dancing. She just wanted to dance. I can't think of anything, you know, that I know you don't like, right? But say you just don't like dancing, right? And she wants to dance with you, you know, it's shit like that can put a wedge in certain relationships, where it's like, this person doesn't want to do this with me, you know, it's something that I really enjoy doing, but they don't enjoy doing it, and they don't want to compromise. You know, that's something that you ever watch out for. Like,
I think I know what you're saying. Yeah, I think it's majority of efforts though.
Effort.
If you're like, you know, like, yeah, you're not comfortable and you're trying to, but you're not doing it, they'll see it and they'll be like, okay, at least he's trying. And I'm like,
that's better.
Yeah, as long as you're like putting effort and you're not doing it, I think it's fine because you're still trying to do it, but like, it's just hard for you because you're not,
even if you're nodding off awkwardly. Or
that's totally fine because you're still trying, and she'll know, be like, oh, this guy this guy really truly cares. You know, I know he's usually not like in the dancing mood and stuff like that, but I know he's trying to do this for me. You know, like, they'll be in awe. They're like, oh my gosh, like,
that's love.
Yeah, that's love right there. Yeah, because he usually don't like dancing and stuff, but he's trying his best for me right now. But would you put effort though? I guess that's the way.
I definitely
for your woman.
Oh man,
there's nothing wrong if you.
And also for you guys, think about that to yourself. Would you put yourself in an uncomfortable situation? You know, just to
Just make it happen.
Just show effort that you're trying.
Mm-hmm. Even if you don't want to do it.
Okay, I would, but it'll be very subtle movements. So.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Like I said, it's totally fine. I went to the arcade. My woman wanted to do that dancing machine. I don't like dancing at all.
That boy, dude, just
and I don't even like dancing in arcade machines.
That's trash.
And
that's trash.
And I just did it.
I would do it. I ain't gonna lie. You wouldn't see me do it.
Oh damn,
you wouldn't see me do it.
I was just awkwardly doing it. I don't give a fuck.
You couldn't see me do it.
But that's true love right there.
Yeah, that's true love, bro.
She likes doing it. She likes doing it. She likes doing it, and I just wanted to show that,
he's a real one. This man's a lover, boy.
She was doing this. She was playing the games that I like. Why not try something that she likes? It's just about the effort,
Yeah. I probably. How about this? I probably put more effort the more I know she's interested in me. If fair. I know she's not interested,
no, that is a fair point.
Yeah.
Extremely fair.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
What complications do you usually receive in finding like someone?
Like usually the shit I'm stuck at. Usually.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. What do you get stuck at? Actually,
yeah. That's like I said earlier, the beginning.
The beginning is the introduction, right?
Because like I've realized as I was growing up is like men are expected to respond first, like 99% of the time, because 1% of the time they knock off with a hey at least 1% of the time, but 99% of the time you gotta. Huh.
This is from your experience, right?
This is from my experience, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but this is online dating specifically.
Oh yeah,
this is different, but that's how I usually went. But yeah, I would always get stuck because it'll be so dry.
Yeah, you wouldn't know where to go from.
Yeah, because since they're being dry, I'm like, why do I need to put effort?
Because they hit you with hey, right? And you hit them with hey back, you get your ass ghosted. Like, every time. Bro.
I mean, that did happen, to be fair.
It happens all the time. You get your ass ghosted.
Yeah,
you gotta come with
even if
creative.
it's a hey and following up with what's up, it's kind of the same thing.
So your complications, I guess, is moving past it.
I guess I'm not creative enough for that.
I felt that same way before until I realized there's things I enjoy doing and things I don't enjoy doing, and I just went with the things I enjoy doing, and it worked every time. Like for instance, right? I remember when I was in the Navy, right? We would be trading pickup lines, writing some fire ass pickup lines. We would sit there taking time. We had chiefs doing it, right? And we'd trade them out, right? And we would make sure, if we're on Tinder, we wouldn't use them in the same girl, right? Like we was in there, right? And I realized one day, I said, I haven't used pickup lines till then. I don't like pickup lines. This shit's trash.
It's like ass. Whenever
I don't like.
It's always corny.
Pickup lines are not the move.
Yeah, I don't like it. But
it seems corny as hell, to be honest.
I even did
for me.
It's funny because I even did research and see if there's like good pickup lines, but they're corny too. I was like, shit.
Bro. So I made the pickup lines tailored to myself, and them was the best ones. But even still, I still feel corny doing it, right? Like, but some other dude over there does pickup lines every other fucking chick he meets, and he be scoring, he be bagging. Like they do work. It's just, are you the type of nigga be throwing pickup lines?
Yeah. But actually, I kind of had a modern idea recently. Like, what if I could take AI to the advantage of something more creative?
Well, here's the thing. Obviously,
you can't continue
if you bag the girl and you start dating her, she's gonna be
different.
like, "Why is this guy not as intelligent?"
Yeah, it's gonna be awkward in person. I know.
Yeah,
that's like that South Park episode of like I forgot which kid used AI to contact a girl, but it made him look good. But in person, then he didn't even know how to talk.
Oh, I seen that. This is actually, I've done something similar to this. I remember when I was Navy, I took some.
That's kind of how I got the idea from that episode.
Yeah. I mean, it could work, bro. So one time I took some shrooms, right? And then when I take shrooms, bro, I just I start acting different. It unlocks me, right? So I remember I was on Tinder. I was hitting up the chick. I mean, I was putting it on. I mean, I ain't never had to, bro. I don't like to use the word rich, but I can't think of another word. My flirtatious movements, the way I was going about my business, I was standing 10 toes down deep. I mean, I had her in it. I swear, I put everything I love. You can kill me right now, God. She said, "Why are you so good at this?" And I was like, "Oh, fire, nigga, I'm going on." Woke up next day sober. Hey, how you doing?
That's kind of similar to AI.
How you doing?
Goes to my stupid ass. Yeah. So it does work, but you gotta keep the energy.
What you been up to?
Yeah, what you been up to? Yeah,
that's a big 180.
Did you like my moves last night?
That was my age, bro. Oh my god,
it's hard to get that same creative space. Like with shrooms, it would make me more creative, but then it also hides my anxiety. I know it doesn't for you, but it even hides my anxiety. So I wouldn't even want to do anything else besides what I'm already comfortable with. So I wouldn't even like text like girls on shrooms.
Would you like sip a couple of? I know it's like for me, I used to start doing this, right? That's how it's actually how I met. Oh damn! That's how I met a few chicks I was fucking with. I would just take a couple of sips of some Hennessy and whatever liquor I had, and then I would loosen up, and that's when I'll start texting them.
Yeah, I mean that definitely would help, but then I don't want to rely on it like every time.
I don't want to.
I think
doing that, relying on that would just rely.
That would turn you to an alcoholic. Just to
have
a relationship.
True. Yeah. There's already alcoholism in my bloodline, so it's kind of I don't want to risk that either.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe if they already know me and like we drink together, that's different. But,
do you ever get in a point of a time where you just crave love?
I mean, I know it's weird. It's weird because I haven't had the feeling of butterfly effect since late high school, which sounds sad, but it's weird. It's
do you ever just crave like someone to just a significant other loving you?
Like them days it should be
it does
be wrong.
Maybe if I'm like baked late at night thinking about it or some shit. But
what if you just woke up one day and you're just like, damn, I really wish I woke up with a chick in my arms.
I definitely feel like that'll help me sleep faster because I already deal with like insomnia. Like last night it took me an hour or two just to fall asleep. But I feel like it would speed up my sleep process.
It does do that.
Unless they snore, that's different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it does.
Because my dad dealt with the ex that snored loud. And he made his girl sleep on the couch that night.
Damn, he's savage, bro. I'm not even with the chick. He's savage, bro.
I mean, he never does that anymore, but this was back when he used to drink, but life was completely different back then.
Yeah.
But things are different now.
I feel like you were asking something different, though.
That was off topic from what I was asking, but I was asking, like, in general, like, do you ever crave love at a time? Like, you wake up one day, or you just... in some point of your time, a thought, you're like, damn, like, I feel lonely, like, I need someone.
Like, for me, bro, it be hitting some days, bro. Yeah. When I was single, it be...
back when I was single, I was like, damn, like, I could use, like, someone right now with me.
I mean, that's what triggers me to remind myself that I'm lonely, basically, because it happens, like, either every other day or once a day.
Okay.
But it doesn't happen like all day.
No. Does your craving of love ever just pushes you to find love too, though?
It might not be strong enough because I go on social media and shit, and I'm like, oh, never mind.
That's fair.
That's happened to me plenty of times. Yeah,
it's weird.
That happens to me a lot of times.
It switches, and I'm like, that's why I've accepted like. I've just like since like pandemic, I accepted being alone. If I am alone forever, I accepted it because that's the only way to feel comfortable. But also, like, if I follow a passion, that's how I can mentally be in a positive mindset while like being single forever.
Absolutely, yeah. I feel like
as long as I follow my passion and shit, I feel like I should be like in a healthy mindset still. Yeah, like alone.
What do you usually do? When you get rejected by someone?
I know it's weird with me because I don't get over it until like a few days after.
Damn. Look at it.
Yeah. But I mean, it gets in my head a lot. I'm like, shit.
Rejection is key.
It is.
It builds confidence, and you just move on.
It's character development for sure.
Yeah.
That's character development.
But I dealt with different types of rejection.
Be the bigger person and just move on.
But it doesn't really help when I get the low-key rejections. It's the very mild ones that don't really affect you because they're too common. Like, just getting ghosted is the most common type of rejected.
And that's where you accept it and just move on.
Yeah, it's like the softest rejection, too. I wish I dealt with a harder rejection so I can change, but that never happens. But maybe I actually have to, like move around a little bit differently to even get to that point.
Do you personally think that yourself would ever find, like, love in this generation?
I mean, I always ask myself that almost every day, and I feel like it's going to be very rare. I feel like I'd be a negative Nancy if I said never. But
it's fair though.
That's a fair answer too.
Yeah, I thought the same.
It's your what you think, because just remember, okay, this is Thommas we're talking about right now. He has the least experience of interacting with a significant other.
I try to get into this without being too negative. I try to have a balanced perspective.
So a lot of people out there that can't find a significant other and are having a hard time to put themselves out there, just listen to the podcast, maybe you can catch something and stuff like that.
We're hoping to probe his brain just to first help him out and help you guys
out. Exactly. So it's not putting anybody down who's single or who doesn't have any experience. Okay, it's because maybe some of his experiences and some of our experiences may have affect you guys too, and be like, oh damn, yeah, that happened to me and stuff like that. Well, but just remember, this is not just about Thommas. This is about people with not as much experience, just like as Thommas.
Yeah, true. And there's probably a few people out there. I mean, I don't really know what the data is with like percentages of like people who are single and people who aren't.
Well, you see a lot of people out there that don't feel love usually commit suicide.
Oh yeah, like
it doesn't even have to be about relationships too.
Yes, I was thinking they don't feel love from like the family. That's the main thing. They get
family, friends. They commit.
They think
that's even worse. I feel like if I had nothing, it would be a lot different. I mean, I guess I can see things being worse than it is now. So it's definitely worse. Definitely not the worst.
Yeah, no, I think you're in a good situation, man. Because
I got support. I got supportive family. Even though it's just one side of my family, they're still like supportive. But and I also got some supportive friends. Even though I got a small circle, but
Same, bro.
But it's like genuine like relationship like in a way.
Yeah, that's right.
And you also want genuine relationships with a significant other too.
Yeah, definitely. Because if it isn't, then like
just what you look into for a friend or a family is kind of what you want in a relationship. Something genuine, something loyal, something that will keep you to ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. I feel like that's
someone that will love you for you.
Yeah, that's like the best case scenario.
That makes me think, right? Are you finding a lover to find like just love a significant other, meaning romance? Or are you finding lovers to find an extension of your family, extension of you? Like someone that could really just
that like
integrates integrates with you. Yeah. And that's about it. Versus just romance, meaning y'all just going on dates and fucking whatnot.
It's weird with me because like we all know I don't have very much experience. So I feel like my expectations, I would have like no expectations going in.
Yeah.
So it would be.
I think it's the balance for me.
I don't know if it'll go one way or the other.
That's probably why you find that. That's why you found the ideal relationship, then, huh?
Because you do want the romance part because that's what makes it significant.
Yeah.
Right? Of a relationship. You want the romance part. But also like that romance part on top of like the loyalty and all that shit
keeps the romance going.
Like the romance going.
Yeah, those are like key components.
And then like building a future upon that, building other goals upon that, having goals together.
Yeah.
I would want nothing but a healthy relationship because
growing into a healthy relationship.
Because my little one, I'm not going to talk about details, but it was nothing but toxic. But it was a very undeveloped kind of situation. But
do you find it easier to talk to someone in person or through text?
I feel like through text I have less anxiety, but then I'll be drier. But in person, I'll probably try to stick away from being drier.
I think for me, in general, talking to people in person for me is so much better.
Yeah, I always felt like
because it feels more genuine. It feels more real.
And you put the looks on them, the smiles, the charms. You can't do it.
It's a lot more human.
In text, it just feels like
human interaction.
You're like another human to another human.
You're talking like I feel like I'm talking to a robot in text.
It feels like human to human instead of human to human texting instead of Augustine to Azel. Where, it's just it is nowhere near as authentic. You're not yourselves.
Yeah, true.
I feel like talking to someone, you get to know them even more than in text because you can see how they are in person and how they respond and stuff and that. Yeah. In text, you can't really see that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can't even feel where the conversation is going. When you're in person, you can feel the conversation. You can do whatever you want with the conversation in person. In text, you can't really do that.
Yeah, even a person who has like barely any experience, I also feel that same way where like texting feels like robotic.
I definitely get what you mean about the social anxiety part where you can't, it's hard for you to talk to people in person and easier in text. It's also kind of why part of the reason too is like why you get drunk or high before you talk to someone too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But,
like what Desmond was saying before they text someone, or before he hits someone up.
Yeah, but it's weird with me because I feel like the being attracted has like weird tension, where I feel even more anxiety when I'm talking to a female versus a male.
Also,
with male, I have like zero anxiety.
Also, you just gotta talk to people like people.
Yeah,
it's not that. It's just.
It's not hard until you get the hang of it.
Yeah, because like you gotta talk to me like you talk to other people.
Yeah,
just be yourself and talk.
Yeah, and that's why texting is so bad because I feel like they're talking to me as if I'm not even a person a lot a lot of the time. Like I'm not treated as a human. I think it's absolutely.
That's also like just a mindset of just texting too, because you don't really understand how they like feel about you. You don't know how they feel about you. You know.
Yeah, that's
it's
why
not enough to know.
Yeah, that's why I stopped responding.
But talking in person, you kind of get more of a hint.
Like she can text you her whole goddamn biography, fucking PowerPoints. You know, you still ain't gonna know a damn thing about her. You know, meet her in person.
It's like 2D versus 3D.
Yeah. What traits or / green flags you think you find for someone that is inexperienced that you trying to find?
Wait, someone? Oh, as me.
For someone who's not that experienced in love, what type of green flags and traits you'd look for into?
Oh, I see.
And be very honest. You know, don't.
I mean, definitely red flags. Obviously, not like a fucking someone that's crazy, or like secretly crazy.
Nobody wants that though.
But sometimes there's like crazy ones that don't seem crazy in front of other friends until like one-on-one.
Okay, what else besides the crazy part?
Yeah, that's just got to get that one out of the way. And then other ones is if I can tell they're not interested in me, then it's not worth it, obviously. But
no, but you're saying all these red flags, but I want to know the green flags and the traits.
Okay, in the green flags.
Don't stop looking at the negativity of the side of it.
Yeah, I just want to start that.
No, but I'm asking the positive side. What positive side are you trying to look for as an inexperienced person?
All right. I guess this kind of goes back to where you were saying, like, obviously, a new like that connection where you like build each other up type shit, but also have like a good vibe together too is a big thing too.
So some type of fun, some type of energy there.
Yeah. Okay. I don't even think I mentioned that earlier until now, but yeah, that's definitely like a key component.
I know you like to smoke 420. You want someone that smokes 422 with you.
Yeah. I don't always smoke during the day, but every night for sure. Yeah.
Someone that just chills with you and smoke at night with you.
Yeah,
while watch some movie or whatever.
I thought about that too. Yeah, that would definitely be like a chill experience.
Okay, so like that more Netflix and chill type of deal.
Yeah.
Okay,
more on the chill part.
Because I kind of already do that. That's how I wind down every night too. So it makes sense for me. Hey. But yeah, that would be a great green flag.
Do you ever reflect on yourself on why you can't find love sometimes?
Yeah, and now now that I'm older, like now I see like part of it's my fault too, and it's weird because I used to blame it on females when I was younger, like exclusively.
Do you blame?
But I changed my mind. But
do you blame yourself majority of the times or the females?
Trying to not be too petty, probably 50-50. I don't want to be too petty and be like, oh, it's all this.
I think self-reflection is really important. Also, when it comes to like anything, it doesn't have to be about love, but since we're talking about love, self-reflection is important too, because you gotta figure out your own red flags and prove them.
Yeah.
And then
I've definitely like became aware of some of my own red flags. Obviously, shit I already brought up, really, like just being dry just as much as them, or just being like not being like very creative with like pickup lines or anything like that. But
you only learn to be a better person.
Don't always think, people that are out there don't always think that you're right and you're the perfect person. You gotta find some type of way to reflect and find ways.
Because what helps is try to think outside of my box.
Yeah.
Try to put myself in their shoes too. That kind of helped me see the other perspective, even though when I was younger I did want to blame it on everything else. But nowadays I have a different perspective.
Okay.
Because I was just trying to crush my ego and just trying to see the reality of my situation, you know.
I have a good question that I think is good for someone that's, you know, that doesn't have much experience. And I think you kind of answer it in between podcasts too, in a way, multiple times. But do you feel like it ruined you as a person and shut down your confidence completely?
I feel like there's definitely like phases of my life where I'm on and off. It's weird because if I'm like came fresh out of a rejection, I'm more in that tone or whatever. But after like if I keep my mind off of it, then I'm okay. But
do you have any confidence in yourself as of right now?
It's weird. I have confidence that are specifically towards other things.
Yeah, and that's perfect.
But when it comes to like relationships, I have zero confidence. But
me too, bro.
Yeah,
me too.
But I have high confidence in other shit.
I'll
like
tell you
video
this,
editing and
like, sorry.
Oh, it's all good.
I'll tell you this. I lost a lot of confidence, back then, and shut myself down. And if it wasn't for the gym, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know where I would be in my head, to be honest.
Because it affects you mentally, not just your body, but mentally too.
It's mentally draining.
Yeah, it hits you hard right in your soul, bro.
Mm-hmm. It feels like you'll be alone forever for the rest of your life.
I always felt like that, at least since the pandemic, because I was like, shit. Is like now after once high school is over, it feels different. Mm-hmm. And when I was in college, like I was just focusing on my degree. I wasn't like trying to get distracted with talking to other people too much. And it was a lot of the classes were online at the time too for a big portion because I was going through college like at least a year through the pandemic. And,
you're an artist, bro. I think all you gotta do is make up some couple of love songs out there, and you find yourself a woman.
That's at least that's where I find some confidence in. Because if I had like zero confidence on anything, I feel like I'd be like a low.
No, if I was. I feel like if you just make some love songs.
I ain't gonna lie. Ever since I started playing the guitar,
you can serenade some.
Yeah.
Some woman out there for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna skyrocket the fucking autotune because I'm gonna hide my voice. I'm gonna mask my voice a little bit. If I sing.
But if you're trying to be Trey Songz, then go for it. Go for it. T-Pain.
With sing, but if I rap, then I barely put any autotune on. But I do. Like I said, I do different styles. But not to get off topic.
I'll let you guys know, even you guys, don't lose your confidence.
For what specific in general?
In general, if you get rejected by a girl, by a boy, by the world, by your job, by anybody, do not fall for it.
Yeah, but my
keep your head up high.
My general confidence is like very in the middle, like in general, because I feel like I'm pretty humble compared to average.
But keep your head up high. And just grind out your own thing, and you'll find somebody that'll come in your way.
Yeah, man.
I don't think my confidence has ever been like this high in general, but it's either been like
nobody's confidence is.
I've been there. My confidence has been there.
Nobody confidence has always been like consistent,
like maxed out.
Super high. It's always an up and down.
Unless you're on fucking lean and shrooms and you're 10,000 million fucking music artist and you're doing that shit every day, you ain't gonna have no confidence, bro. Even Young Thug has fucking days where he's like, damn, I'm ugly as shit, bro. It's just like that, bro.
That's why I'm glad
Hey, Young Thug, you hear this?
No.
That's why I'm glad I made songs before I became a stoner to know I have potential without being on anything.
Okay.
That gives me like.
But for viewers out there, don't ever lose your confidence. Stay up.
And when you do, because it does happen,
and also find love for yourself.
So when you do lose your confidence, right? Because it does happen.
It does happen. Yeah.
What are you gonna do to build it back up? For me, I like to skateboard, play my guitar. I like to hang with my friends. I like to cook something up. I like to stop with bad habits.
That'll definitely at least keep it stable, like in the middle.
For me, I like to work out, hang out with my brothers. Eat some good food.
Yeah.
I'm a huge foodie. Yeah, make some money. Now I like to hang out with my girl.
Yes, sir.
And
for me, it's a little different because now since I'm a loner and I just lost my job, my confidence is a little lower than usual. I just gotta find a way to revive it eventually. Hopefully
you can still have confidence, man.
Yeah. All right, I think we're coming to the end of the segment of Thommas, with the least experience, and then hopefully that can help you guys guide some information to you guys or get some type of ideas. Also, like, don't be afraid to be who you are and just be out there.
Yeah, that's what changed my perspective. Like I said earlier, like
no shame,
and don't rush into anything.
Yeah, I feel like that's a red flag itself.
And like, it's okay to not have any experience. It doesn't matter, just try to put yourself out there, put some type of effort.
Like real quick, right? I think we should thank Thommas for sharing this.
Honestly, thank Thommas. Claps to him.
Yeah, but I'm glad I didn't say anything too personal.
Nah, you got personal, bro. You did.
Yeah,
you let it out. You shared it.
I'm just glad I didn't say anything like too.
But
crazy.
Before we end the pod, do we got anything else to add on before we got any more questions?
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I think that's most of it.
Do you have anything else to say? Do you add on?
Pretty much most of it. I mean, it doesn't always have to be everything in one pod too.
Okay. Well, the next segment will be Desmond with more of an experience.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
We think of it as Augustine the end game, and me, I'm trying to reach end game. I'm on the way there.
Yeah.
That's next time then.
Into thirds.
Yeah. So this will be the first part. Just shout out to Thommas for being
open
on the
talking about uncomfortable subjects.
Being on the spotlight for this.
Mm-hmm. Even though it's kind of outside my comfort zone, but that's kind of the point of like trying to build yourself up. That's kind of part of it.
I also want to say, sometimes people with the least experience think sex is the most important thing. It's really not.
I didn't even talk about it that much.
I was gonna ask that earlier, but
it's not.
Yeah,
it's not. Just find something that keeps you ready to keep going for the next day.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Also, for those who are taking, happy Valentine's Day. It's February 14th tomorrow, but we'll be posting on March 2nd. Appreciate you staying tuned and listening and watching our video. FHF is out. Please like to subscribe and share with your friends, family, dogs, whatever.
Yep, and
cats.
Keep your head up too.
And don't get too nasty, yo.
Yep.
It's tomorrow. I know tomorrow.
Hey,
I know you'll be doing freak nasty.
It's not about finding a significant other to love. It's all about the people around you that loves you.
Loving yourself.
Yeah. Even the loving yourself. Your family, your friends love you. Yourself should love you too.
Yes, sir.
And we love you as the family helps family.
He loves you.
Family helps family.
You alright to me.
Yeah, so far,
all right, peace out, boys and ladies.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen.